Chapter 7, Expansion and Division, Part 3, Tippecanoe and Tyler Too. Van Buren's electoral defeat to William Henry Harrison. Even though by 1840 there were signs that the economy was beginning to recover, though the psychology of recovery takes longer to register among the people than the material fact of economic recovery, Van Buren faced a major uphill battle for re-election. His efforts to hold at arm's length the question of slavery had only alienated much of his following in the Democratic Party. Besides, he was facing the war hero of Tippecanoe, William Henry Harrison, who, though once was a states' rights Democrat, was running as a moderate Whig, although what his precise views on politics happened to be was largely a mystery to most everyone. His running mate, the Virginian John Tyler, he too being a Whig moderate, was also hard to pin down exactly where he stood on a number of issues. John Tyler. The importance of Tyler would soon arise, for the aged Harrison caught a cold delivering his overly long inaugural address and died of pneumonia only 1 month into his office. Tyler quickly cleared up the uncertainties of the Constitution about exactly what was to be the actual capacity of a vice president occupying a vacated presidency by assuming the title and the full powers of the presidency. Another battle over the BUS. Tyler's presidency, however, would be marked by controversy, much of it involving a personal rivalry which developed between Clay and himself. And it would arise over the question of the Bank of the United States, the BUS, seemingly a source of constant controversy within American politics. Clay championed the bill for a new BUS, which Tyler vetoed, not liking some of the provisions concerning the BUS lending to local bank branches. He was not opposed to the BUS in general. Clay pushed through another attempt, this time mostly as a personal challenge to Tyler, who vetoed it a second time. At this point, Clay began to maneuver within the Whig Party to undercut their own Whig president. Under the urging of Clay, the cabinet Tyler inherited from Harrison soon abandoned him. Within a short time, he found himself being something of a political loner in the White House. Tariff reduction. High tariffs had been put in place in earlier years to protect the budding American industry from cheaper British industrial goods, but a schedule for the gradual reduction of those tariffs had been put in place at the same time, the presumption being that the industries would not continue to need such protection as they matured. But it got to the point that these tariffs were a major source of income for the federal government. Consequently, a mood grew within Congress, under Whig domination, to delay putting into effect those tariff reductions. Thus, the Whigs proposed new laws to postpone those scheduled reductions, which Tyler vetoed. Finally, with a third attempt by Congress, Tyler agreed to come to some delay in the reductions, but under the conditions that federal monies would not be used to fund the operations of state governments. But this undercut the deal that the Whigs had made with the Democrats to keep them cooperating with the Whigs in Congress. The Democrats, seeing the potential loss of financial support for their state supporters, abandoned the Whigs in the 1842 election. The unhappy Democrats ran quite successfully by pointing out this loss to their voters. This in turn caused the Whigs to lose their place of leadership in the House, which the Democrats now took over. Tyler, of course, was blamed for it all. The Webster-Ashburton Treaty of 1842. In the field of foreign relations, Tyler was more successful, backing his Secretary of State, Daniel Webster, in negotiating with the British diplomat, Lord Ashburton, a Canadian-American border treaty. This treaty finally put to an end a number of crises that had occurred over the defining exactly where the border was located between the United States and Canada. from Maine in the east to the Rocky Mountains in the west. But the treaty left undefined the Canadian-American border west of the Rockies, that is, the Oregon Territory, which would remain in dispute until resolved by the Tippecanoe-Buchanan Treaty of 1846.